This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Remember I was asking, where Dave Chappelle at? Where he at? How come he out here protecting and defending his friend Joe Rogan, okay? From the cancel culture mob, the way that Joe Rogan had defended and protected him. Well, it looks like we done found Dave Chappelle because he is trending on Twitter right now. And looks like Dave Chappelle trying to protect his village as a community from the community. Now, I did some deep diving into this and actually took the time to read several articles, and I understand what's going on. And I am going to brace yourself. I am going to be on the side of Dave Chappelle. I know, clutch your pearls, I know, but I do. So let me break it all down to you, okay? First of all, we got to go to where the story originated, and it originated from the Dayton Daily News. So if you and I'll leave the link of this in the description box so that you can read it for yourself. So let's start off with the council meeting. People think that the way that the narrative is on Twitter, that they think that Dave Chappelle just bust up into a council meeting and just told the council, hey, I'm Dave Chappelle and here go my money, and if you do what I tell you to do, you ain't gonna get none. Well, no, as you can see, this is a lot of the residents of this community who they don't like what the developer Oberer, I think that's the name of the developing company. They try to do a bait and switch. The original proposal for what they wanted to do was approved by the council as well as the residents. But then at the last minute, they try to sneak in the affordable housing in there, okay? And that's when they're like, whoa, wait a minute. You guys can't do that. And so that's what they're here for, because this is not what they had agreed to. And I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would y'all do the bait and switch? So here is the wham, and we're not going to listen to basically her, but I just want to show you that everybody, this is a 3-hour, it's an over 3-hour video of everybody coming to the mic. And I think they got 5 minutes or maybe less than that to speak, or maybe I think it's 3 minutes. I don't know. I didn't do the timing, but everybody got a chance to speak, and overwhelming majority of people did not want this addition of the affordable housing projects to be included in the original plan that was approved. So here is Dave Chappelle back here pacing. And then he's going to come up after this young lady. So I'm going to fast forward in a minute so you can hear what he says. But I just want you to know everybody in here was speaking, and I would have to say over 95% of them was against us.
On this plan, and you should have asked for a referendum. Counties do this. They ask from the get-go, oh, we don't want to decide this as council members. Let's have a referendum. And that kind of settles the matter. So it couldn't be avoided.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here come Dave Chappelle. Here come Dave Chappelle.
Go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Dave Chappelle. I just want to say, and Marianne, I can talk to you about this privately. I don't know why the village council would be afraid of litigation from a $24 million a year company while they ekes out a $65 million a year company. I cannot believe you would make me audition for you. You look like clowns. I am not bluffing. I will take it all off the table. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So,
So here's the so you know what's so amazing? Like, people think everything Dave Chappelle says is a joke. So you see them, they just basically laugh and like so he's like, I'm Dave Chappelle, like it's Dave Chappelle, it's Dave Chappelle. Oh my God, make me laugh. Like, He's serious about this. He is absolutely serious about this. So, okay, so let me explain to you what the numbers he was talking about. His company that he has, they bought a firehouse, and he's going to turn it into a restaurant and have a comedy club, and that's going to be $65 million. This building, Oberer, I think it's pronounced. If I'm not pronouncing it correctly, I don't care. But Oberer were the ones that's dealing in development. I think they're like 29 or 39 million. Let's go ahead and read this really quickly. Okay. Village initially asked for the development to advance affordable housing in the village, including an area that the village would later be able to develop into affordable housing as more duplexes and townhomes. Now, they had agreed to the duplexes and townhomes, but not the affordable housing, because what they initially decided was for those housings, the duplexes and the condos and the housings to start off at $300,000, but we'll get to that in a minute. But Monday night, after complaints from numerous residents, including comedian Dave Chappelle, Village Council voted 2-2 with one member recusing himself on the revised plan unit developing zoning. So they decided to go back to the original plan instead of trying to sneak in the affordable housing contracts. That means that the zoning reverts to what was previously approved, with 143 single-family homes on the lot, with the homes starting at $300,000. So Jaquan, Tyrone, Billy Bob, and Susie Mae out of the trailer parks can't afford to come up in there and mess it up. Okay. The development that council voted on Monday night would have included 64 single family homes, 52 duplexes, and 24 townhomes, with an additional 1.75 acres to be donated to the community for affordable housing to be built later. This is what they tried to do. They tried to sneak that in there. Okay, and that was the reason why the citizens, and rightfully so, were up in arms. Multiple Yellow Spring villagers, including entertainer Dave Chappelle, lobbied against the project. Chappelle even threatened to pull his business interests from the village, which included a plan for a restaurant called Firehouse Eatery and a comedy club called Live from YS. And like I said, he purchased an abandoned firehouse, a fire building for the fire department, and he's gonna turn into a restaurant. And it's going to be a nice, quaint place. He just doesn't want it to turn into, Baltimore or St. Louis or Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Chappelle's company, Iron Table Holdings, LLC, bought the former Miami fire station at 225. Oh, okay. I need to shut up because the article is going over everything I just said. Chappelle repeated his threat again on Monday night in the village council meeting. I am not bluffing, he said. I will take it all off the table. Honey, money talks. And they was like, oh no, Mr. Chappelle, we's not gonna do that. We're gonna listen to you. And let me tell you something. Them people in the residents and the villagers, they love him for it. And no, Dave Chappelle is not the only black person in that village. But I totally can understand. I used to live in a village in Germany, and you just don't want to add certain type of elements into that, if you know what I mean. Hint, 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 hint. Okay. And then in the meeting, some villagers were concerned about the traffic flow, problems with proposed homeowners association, and issues with water management. But several villagers said they also felt that council had not included them in the process with Uberer. This is the name of the development places like that. Okay, so that is what it is. I will include this is the original article. Okay, so don't worry about everybody else's article. This is the original article. So let's go to Twitter and look at all the salt flowing from the butthurt leftists and commies and liberals. But I'm also going to include some people who are basically on Dave Chappelle's side. Dave Chappelle is another example that were it not for racism, black and white conservatives would get on so well because they have so much in common. Dave Chappelle is not a conservative. Daggone it. I don't understand this. Why is it that if you don't want your nice, quiet village to turn into Baltimore, that makes you a conservative? Trust me, Dave Chappelle is far from a conservative, but you can't tell lefties anything. There is only one acceptable solution. Dave Chappelle must run for mayor of Yellow Springs, Ohio. Dave Chappelle was always a POS. Folks didn't want to see it. Many people like his brand of humor. I was never a fan. Welcome to the light. The salt is flowing. Oh my goodness. Dave Chappelle escaping relatively common urban celebrity life to not be told, Rick James, bitch, on the street proceeds to keep a small town community in the dark ages. And what's wrong with that dude? I'm telling you, when I lived in my village, I would have basically been angry too. And if I was a multimillionaire and I had a chance to use my money to influence the council to not alter the peacefulness of my village, I would have done the same thing. F poor people. All my homies hate poor people. Dave Chappelle apparently. Truth is, Dave Chappelle don't want the ghetto anywhere close to his mansion. You got that right, honey, okay? Yes. Hey, listen. I wouldn't either. I don't understand this. These people don't even live in the hood. These people virtue signaling on Twitter, they don't even live near the ghetto. They live in a gated community too, all right? So, yeah, projection much? Dave Chappelle is so effing gangster. Y'all scared of a $24 million company? I'll take my 65 mils and haul ass. Y'all decide. Keeping it 100. I love how Dave Chappelle always claimed to live in Yellow Springs because he liked the communal feel. Nah, you just know you can't coerce large cities like LA and NYC from keeping the peasants out. Yeah, well, who wants to live there? People are moving out of Los Angeles and New York City. Ain't nobody going, woo, I can't wait to move to New York City to go to high crime and homelessness. The same with LA. These people are moving out. Nobody's trying to move in. These cities are not like they used to be. Shut up. Dave sound like he don't want us common folks living in his world. Deep. Dave Chappelle vows to pull investments from Yellow Springs, Ohio. If it doesn't nix affordable housing plan, yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I stand with Dave Chappelle on this one. Go find your cheap housing somewhere else. Dave Chappelle once said, Twitter is not a real place. I agree with him on that. For all I've tried to catch up on it, here's where I am. Dave Chappelle said he'll pull funding from Yellow Springs, Ohio, if they went with an affordable housing in a developer's plan. He hasn't elaborated why, nor has his staff. They don't have to. They don't owe you nothing. I can't, look, let me tell you how evil these people are. I can only be left with this until we get answers. Look at this. Look at this. And y'all want to be nice to these people? Y'all want to be nice to these people, really? And by the way, there's no such thing as Palestine, okay? I guess it was Clayton Bixby playing the role of Dave Chappelle all along. Yeah, okay, whatever. I have so much to say about affordable housing, but let me just say this. If you want accessibility to where you live to be restricted based on income, race, or what have you, you better be living in Bel Air or someplace comparable. You're a classist ass a la Dave Chappelle. First of all, how does race play in this, okay? There are poor white people too. What a racist thing to say. There are poor white people. This is based upon income. Yes, I agree with Dave on this. Dave Chappelle has a right to invest any way he wishes, but I have the right to support entertainers whose concept of right and wrong are in line with mine. And I can't support a man that would deny housing to the homeless. Holy smokes, these people are crazy. You are not his audience anyway, okay? Holy smokes, Twitter, they really people on Twitter really think they have power. They tried to cancel Dave Chappelle once, it didn't work, and it's not gonna work again, okay? They're trying to cancel Dave Chappelle again. Hashtag Black History Month, exactly. When Dave Chappelle hears that an affordable housing development is being considered in his community, the government forcing minorities out of work and then trying to buy them out with crack pipes. Thank you, Dave Chappelle, for ghostwriting this season of America. All right, okay, this is the last one. Hashtag Dave Chappelle should really explain his position. This reeks of NIMBY. This is not in my backyard. That's what that means. NIMBY, not in my backyard. I'm a NIMBYist. Okay, if there's a such thing as a NIMBYist, I am that and then some. No, not in my backyard. Not in my backyard. No. Everybody gives lip service to affordable housing until it impacts them directly. But I don't give lip service to affordable housing. Okay? Keep it in the inner cities where it belongs. All right? That's what I'm saying. I'm all for that and then some, but not in my backyard. I agree with Dave Chappelle. Anyway, so that is the full breakdown of what's going on and how Twitter is taking to it. They mad, some happy. It's some mixed reviews, but once again, guys, you know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle is a liberal. He's very much a liberal, and I don't agree with most of his. Actually, I would say 90% of his takes I don't agree with, but this right here, I 100% agree with him. Okay, now watch Joe Rogan defend him, unlike Dave Chappelle defending Joe Rogan. But anyway. This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Let me know what you think about this entire mess by leaving a comment below this video. Don't forget to give me a like and share the video, and I will talk to you all next time. Later, taters. For videos like this and more, go to my website, treeoflogic.com. That is my main platform where I stream, and I also have my own private chat. Remember, bookmark it now, treeoflogic.com. If anything happens to me here, remember, that's where you can find me.